It's 7:30 on a Tuesday, but we still here. You understand me? We still here. It's not a Monday at 7. It's a Tuesday at 7:30. But it doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because you know what? You triggered that bell, you subscribe to the channel, and you're getting your notification right now. You understand me? You're getting your notification right now that the Academy Sports Show is now live and in full effect. You got a good hour of good content coming to you. And if you have not, if you're watching this in replay land somewhere, make sure you follow us on YouTube, academysportshow@gmail.com, and hit that notification bell. That way you get a notification every time we go live. I got mine. Actually, I didn't get mine. Did I get mine?
I didn't get mine either.
I didn't get mine yet. Did you get yours? Make sure.
Live, yes.
Oh,
Cleveland!
I'm not logged in. That's why.
What's up, Pops? Represent.
There we go.
Represent.
So, make sure you're logged into your YouTube. That way you can get the notification every time we go live, because we are live right now on a Tuesday. Great show for you ahead. Many things that has been going on this last week in the sports world, in the sports arena, and we got them all for you right now to break it down. Make sure you share. Take the link, share it to your Facebook, share it to your friends, text it to them, get them all in here, because we about to talk that talk. And the guy to let you know exactly what we're talking about is the man, the myth, the legend himself. GOAT is what they call him. Mr. Joe Williams.
What's good, everybody? Man, appreciate that introduction. That was a lot right there. I don't know about calling me that. But we're working on it, though. We are definitely working on it. Man, we are in the building. Y'all heard the man. It's Tuesday. I'm just trying to hit the share button on everything, man, over here. But it's Tuesday, man. We in the building. You already know what it is. Welcome to the show. A lot ahead tonight, man. We got a lot to talk about. We said an hour, man. We're going to try to pack this in. But to be honest with you, this might go over. And it all depends on you. It really all depends on you. If you got something to say, then that's going to help the show, as you already know. So if you're joining us in the live feed, man, we appreciate you joining us. Make sure you shout us out. Let us know you're there. We got a lot to get into. Of course, you know we got to recap the NBA Finals. The Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep.
The world champion. Yeah. So we got to talk about it because we are a sports show. The Bucks are world champs. Giannis getting a lot of love after this win. So much so that already the LeBron hateration has started. You know you are one of the great ones. When somebody wins and they just got to talk about you. You weren't even in the finals. But somehow the comparisons have started. We will share our thoughts tonight on that. Plus, man, y'all know what time it is. It's July 27th. And as of today, every NFL team is in camp. That means the time has begun. The countdown has begun. That countdown towards opening day, kickoff weekend. Your favorite teams taking the field. Man, oh, man. This is going to be fun. Cleveland! Brownies! Possible Super Bowl contender.
Ooh.
The Lions. Ooh. Same old Lions. And in other news, Aaron Rodgers, that man we like to call that bad man up in Milwaukee, he showed up to camp, man, all summer long. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? Is he ever going to step on the field again? Aaron Rodgers showed up to camp. Word on the street, rumor has it that there is a concession being made. Rodgers is playing his last year in Green Bay, and he will walk away, or they will trade him, but they will not own the rights to him at the end of the season. So he's coming back. Nothing official yet. Haven't heard anything official, but we'll talk about that. Share our thoughts on it. Also, big shakeup in college football. Oklahoma, Texas, leaving the Big 12, moving to the SEC. In the year 2025, What does that mean for college football? Is this a big deal? Is it not? We'll discuss. Plus, man, I gotta remember. I had the other one. There was a fourth one.
Top 5.
Oh, and back to the NFL. We'll do our list, man. Coming up on our proverbial break. We do a break every year, man, as we begin our own football season with our teams. We will take our break this year, but before we do, man, we like to do a couple lists leading into the NFL season. So today we got a nice little list for you. Way too soon, top 5. Way too soon, top 5. Top 5 offenses, top 5 defenses, way too soon going into the year 2021-2022 season in the NFL. We are going to share our thoughts. Top 5 offenses, top 5 defenses going into the season. Again, way too early. So we got that. We got a lot more. Kobe in the building, man. We see you. He just brought it up. Simone Biles for president. Mental health is number one. # respect. Big news. Simone Biles out in the Olympics. So we definitely wanted to honorable mention that. Plus, the NBA draft is coming up this week, man. We don't really talk about the draft too much on this show because it ain't 2003. It really don't matter. So we got that, man. We got much more tonight on the County Sports Show.
Why did it just pop up on my screen? Hold on, I can't see. This thing just popped up out of nowhere. All right, cool. All right, appreciate y'all in the building, man. Once again, make sure you share. Magic and to not call out LeBron James. Come on, man. He didn't do that. Anyway, and it's not even LeBron's fault. They didn't even ask him.
LeBron should not even be playing.
They said his window closed to be a part of it.
His Olympic window is closed.
So this is what you get. You want Kevin Durant? He's your king now. This is your king. Huh? This is your king. Yeah.
Oh, so, Kobe, you walked into that one.
This is your king. That's what you wanted? Go ahead and run with it. All right. Anyway, let's do the thing.
Hey, Mom.
What's up, Mom? All right. First up, like the man said, the Bucks won the NBA championship, bro. Nobody predicted it. I don't know. Did anybody predict it? Who predicted it? Who predicted the Bucks in 6? Raise your hand if you said Bucks in 6. Anybody? Nobody said Bucks in 6, but it happened. That's why we love sports. The things happen that we don't expect to happen most of the time. The smartest guy in the room is never really the smartest guy in the room when it comes to sports. We all got our opinions. Nobody got this one right. Bucks in 6.
Leonardo did, didn't he?
Did he say Bucks in 6? I think he said Bucks, but I don't know if he said Bucks in 6. Either way, it's closer than anybody else up in here.
Yeah.
Milwaukee won. I said Suns in 5, so I was probably the most wrong in this room today. so Milwaukee won. Giannis had the block. He had the dunk. He played great defense, great offense. Middleton showed up. Holiday, the whole Bucks organization. Milwaukee, this is for you.
No, sir. No, sir.
And now all the narratives coming out of this ring means more than anybody else's ring. He did it the right way. He did it the harder way. Oh. Everything aligned for Milwaukee. So just your initial reactions, and we'll have more follow-up questions. The Milwaukee Bucks are your 2020-2021 NBA champions. How are you feeling about that, sir?
Man, it sounds strange. It sounds really strange. Like the Milwaukee Bucks are the
Milwaukee
world
Bucks.
Good for them, man. Like the narratives are the things that have been very annoying.
Good for them, man.
At the end of the day, Giannis did big things in Game 6, man. Like I felt like that was his most complete game that I possibly have ever seen, as far as just what he did defensively, but what he did offensively too. Like he did more offensively in that game than I felt he did all series. We saw more than just drive to the basket and spin move, drive left, spin move right, lay it up. He actually shot a jump shot a little bit. He actually shot a 3 ball a little bit. And then all the intangibles. Like there was no stopping Giannis that night. And we said this last week when we were on Stevens' show. You know, at the end of the day, what it boiled down to was, to me, that was one of those nights where it didn't matter what Drew Holiday did. It didn't matter what Middleton did. My man put up 50 in Game 6 for the World
Bitty
Championship.
ball and
Right?
made his free throws.
He made it. All of a sudden this dude became a free throw shooter in one game or 2 games. Like could shoot free throws in Phoenix, but all of a sudden he could shoot free throws in Milwaukee. So yeah, like you just got to give dude his credit. You got to give him that credit. At the perfect storm, you got an injured Brooklyn Nets. I still would say that was the better team, but obviously that's why, like you said, that's why we love sports on paper. But I think overall, hey, perfect storm. Phoenix gave you a run. By the time that was over with, they looked young. Devin Booker, that was in his head. He was done for. He was that last like 5-6 minutes. My man couldn't. He was scared to shoot. You know, so slow down on the little Kobe comparisons. We're not there yet. You know, hopefully it drives him to come back next year. And then I don't know. Do you feel bad for CP3? But at the end of the day, the Bucks are the champs. I mean, that's just is what it is. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, their role, they got their redemption against Miami, right? Swept them, got them up out of here. Trae Young gets injured, gets Atlanta out of here. Brooklyn, they get injured, get them out of here. But injuries happen. It's the sport. This doesn't diminish this championship. All the narratives, he did it the right way and all that other stuff. Those are all great narratives to throw out there because it throws shade, and everybody likes shade nowadays. His championship is legit. That Milwaukee championship is legit. Giannis definitely stepped up. He definitely earned my respect. Who am I, though? But he definitely earned my respect. He definitely showed off more of his game. He cemented himself as probably the best two-way player in the game right now, taking over Kawhi Leonard's spot. Best offensive, defensive player, just because he can get his shot, and just because his shot isn't a three-pointer or a mid-range game, it's still his shot, and he can get it whenever he wants to. I think the confidence going into next season will make him even more dominant. So this guy already has 2 MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year, now Finals MVP, and 1-for-1 in the finals. I mean, he's what, 26? And he did it with the Milwaukee Bucks. So I think the franchise that you do it with too, like it just, everybody wants a Lakers ring and a Boston ring, but he did it with the Milwaukee Bucks. Like that shows something. So kudos to them, man. It was a great season. I enjoyed this season a lot. Definitely didn't expect it to end like this, but I mean, I'm not mad at it. I remember, early on, we'd be like, man, the Bucks in the finals, nobody wants to see that.
Right.
At first, it did look like nobody wanted to see that because they got spanked those first 2 games. But it definitely shows fortitude, something to show your kids. It's, even if you're down, you ain't never out, to the fat lady sing. And, all the stuff that came out afterward, him being this humble guy, humble beginnings, being a role model to those overseas and come into the league and make their dreams come true in pretty much any facet. I loved all the stories and everything that came out from under that. I mean, it was, how many different stories came from this? Why
didn't he tell us these stories before he won championship?
Very true. You're not for the sentimental. Okay, what they say?
I am. I like the sentimental. Like you said, he was gracious. I thought he was a little petty too, though.
You can be after you win a ring.
Yeah, you can be. That's true.
You can be.
That's true. Very true.
All right, what's the comment section looking like?
Leonardo said, I'm glad for them, and I think getting Drew Holiday was a missing piece of point guard. The last 2 point guards just couldn't win. Holiday locked up CP3 and Booker, and I said I would take them over the Nets to play the Lakers in the finals. Yeah, I mean, remember he was the one that told me to stick with my pick of the Nets not making the finals.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't. I backed out. But I think what we learned from them is that I think the Nets definitely can play together, but it's just a matter of whether or not they're going to be healthy.
Health and mental health. It plays a role on that basketball team.
Yes. And they might need some more mental health after Kevin Durant gets back from Japan.
So going into next year, you got the Bucks or you taking the field?
I'm taking the field.
with all that said,
still taking the field.
Okay.
Because to me, at times, I mean, you're right. Confidence-wise, they ought to be riding high coming into next year. But to me, at times, the Bucks didn't look real good. There were times throughout these playoffs, especially in the later rounds, when most teams have gotten it going and that juice is kind of flowing, where you did really wonder if they was going to make it. And I think if that's still the case next year, then it's the same challenge again. I think they have to try to run that back, and it's always gonna be harder the second time. Now, Giannis, what we saw in Game 6, if that becomes regular Giannis, this team is dang near unbeatable. But I don't know if that was just, I mean, he just finally had one of those nights, or if this is going to be a sign of things to come for him. Like the ability to develop a mid-range jumper and be able to do more than just drive to the basket and use your length. Because everybody's going to keep getting better. Everybody's going to learn how to guard you. The league will figure out how to defend you. I feel like you got to keep evolving as a player. So if he evolves and becomes this this shooter where now he can blow by you or he can shoot over you, which he already kind of can because of his height, then they become superior to other teams. But right now I'm taking the field.
Yeah, the field too. It's just the league is just really – the league is top heavy, but it's deep top heavy. And even though Milwaukee is in the right conference to repeat,
right,
it's still going to be tough. It's still going to be tough. And repeating as a champ, you definitely need more, I believe, than what they got. I feel like they ran into a perfect storm and got exactly what they got. But for that to happen 2 years in a row, plus that's hard. You never see that really historically unless you have like a couple all-time great players on your team. And I don't think they can do that again with just Giannis. All right. Leonardo said the field as well. All right. So shout out to the NBA champion, the Milwaukee Bucks. All right. Next up. Your bad man. Your bad man is back. Your bad man is going to play this season. He has returned to camp. I don't know if he practiced in camp or if he's just there to show support until the terms of his agreement have been ratified. But he is there under good faith and goodwill that his contract is going to be restructured. He is under contract for 2022 and 2023, but they're going to say they're going to void out 2023, have him play 2021, and then trade him at the end of the year to whom he chooses. So, are you excited for A-Rod's last dance as a Green Bay Packer?
I'm very excited. This is my favorite quarterback in the league. I'm very excited about this. And it's going to be disappointing to see him go and to not be a Packer. That's going to be weird. But, I have some ideas. I got some ideas.
No, bro, you all in on Bake. Come on now.
Hey, I'm all in on Bake. I'm all in on Bake this year. Now, if they don't trade him and he walks free agency, hey, man, no need to sign Bake to that 5th year. Let him walk or make that clean switch. Let's go. I'm in the sweepstakes. I'm like an NBA franchise in the summer. July 1st hits, and you believe you got your – just let us make our pitch, Aaron. Just let us in the land make you believe, A-Rod.
That is one thing I do not want to say, okay? Listen, I know for sure that this is my last year seeing Aaron Rodgers in the NFC North, so I'm very happy.
Congratulations.
I am supremely happy right now. Have your last dance, sir. I never want to see you in my division ever again. All right? Because the Packers will be stupido if they trade them to anybody in this division. Woo! I don't care if he even asks per request name. I want to go to the Vikings. No, I'm not doing that. I want to go to the Bears. No, I'm going to do that. So this is the last time I will see Aaron Rodgers in my division. Thank you. Give me all the Jordan love you can give me. This is a win-win for Green Bay, right? This is a win-win. You get your Hall of Fame quarterback for one more year. You get to groom the guy behind him, and then you get to ship him somewhere that you mutually agree to. This is a win-win for Green Bay. I don't know if it's a win-win for Aaron Rodgers. He wanted out now, but him and I think Devontae's up at the end of the year too, so they both can go somewhere together.
Leonardo said wherever Rodgers goes, the wide receiver is probably going to.
So, peace out, A-Rod. Peace out.
Straight clout move. Like what you know about holding out to the point where they want you back so bad, they'll change your contract and let you out next year. Kobe, quit being a hater.
That's funny.
Let's go, A-Rod. I'm so happy to see him torment the NFC North one more time this year. Can't wait to see it, man. Again, my favorite quarterback. I don't care where he goes. I'm definitely going to be supportive of him. And that team becomes great. But like I said, man.
Can we get any other option, sir? Is there any other option?
Well, I mean, so the rumor was California, right? So there was the rumor that, the Rams but they just got Stafford in the trade for Goff. There's the Chargers. The LA Chargers are out there. There's the 49ers. They just drafted the young rookie at 3 in the draft.
It's not a lot of options.
Everybody. So there's the Washington football team. Ron Rivera, great coach, great relationship. Stay in the NFC. Young and upcoming defense. Not a lot of weapons. But then again, if Devontae's coming with, immediately changes the dynamic of that team. So there are teams like that. I mean, you think of teams like that. A lot of other teams have quarterback situations. Let's see, AFC North. Everybody's got a quarterback.
Vegas,
believe
Denver.
They do. You have Denver. I mean, Perry said he doesn't want to hear it, but I mean, if there's strong talks of him to Denver, I'm sure he'll listen.
What do you mean?
He said, I don't want to hear nothing about A-Rod unless they're talking about A-Rod to Denver.
Oh, okay. I was about to say he better want Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you got a few spots, but believe me, this will be story number 1 come into the year, and we will, be watching just like everybody else on how this all plays out.
I just don't like that it's about to be this year-long. So where are you going, Aaron? What made you disgruntled in the first place? Can you let us know? Where's you thinking about going? Hey, this team is struggling right now. Did you want to be traded right now in the middle of the season? Are you sure you're going to wait till the end of the season? What's your list consisting of? Well, how's everything go this week? I was like, man, this is going to be such a thing.
Especially if they're
all
losing.
Year long.
Yeah, especially if they lose.
Especially if your boy Bake starts sucking it up the first 3 weeks and be like, should Cleveland pull the trigger right now and salvage the season? Should they put Baker Mayfield and the next 3 draft picks all in the package and go get Aaron Rodgers right now? Is that reaction or overreaction? It's going to happen every single. David Carr is struggling. Should LA send David Carr and the next 3 picks to the Packers and bring Aaron Rodgers so he could save their season? It's going to be the same over and over and over.
Very true.
I'm going to be sick of it. Absolutely sick of it.
Leonardo said Saints or Falcons.
Jameis Winston is struggling. Should the Saints package Jameis Winston and all their pieces and go get Aaron Rodgers to save their season?
You got it, brother.
Over and over again.
Just glad to have you back, Aaron.
All right, next up.
Oh, boy.
Like you said, brother, the SEC is gaining 2 more teams. Right now, Texas and OU have petitioned to leave the Big 12 to join the SEC. And that is coming, what you say, 2024-25 season.
25, yes.
And make this an overall powerhouse. From what I read, they want their teams to be competitive in this college football playoffs. They need their strength of schedule. So they want to join up with the SEC so they can be in the same realm, so they can be ranked number one overall every single week, like Alabama and like Georgia, and just go absolutely nuts with their strength of schedule. How do you feel? What was your thoughts? What were your reactions when you first heard this?
This is my thought. Like, oh god, no, like, oh, that was how I felt.
Is that as a Michigan fan?
Yeah, and partly as a college football fan, because like when it comes to certain parts of the games that I love, I'm a purist. But then I understand change is a part of it too. So I'm not like, no, this you're on my lawn guy all the time. But when it comes to like just the structure of college football and kind of how things are set up, I love the way it's set up. Only thing I don't really care for, which has always been controversy, is the number of teams in the playoff. I think that should be 8. I think if D1A schools, 1AA schools can do a 64 round robin tournament, I don't understand why D1 schools can't. There'd be so much money in that. But at the end of the day, this was this was a shakeup to me because it changes the entire landscape of college football. You're gonna have, if I'm not mistaken, the SEC has 12. You're gonna have 14 teams in the conference. You're going to have not only 14 teams in the conference, but you're leaving the Big 12 behind, which is left with some little boys. These little boys will have to go find them in other conferences. The Big 12 is not going to be in place. So then what does that mean for all of these other conferences like the Big 10, the Pac-12? Like, you got to keep up. And so by bringing in Texas, bringing in Oklahoma, I think what you're going to end up seeing is you're going to see these huge power conferences. Like, not Power 5. I think some of these guys are going to be like, all right, let's just get all these schools into one, and we're going to have these super conferences. And then who knows what that's going to look like.
Power 2.
Yeah, too. What that's going to look like. As far as football, I feel like this is more of a branding win right now for the SEC because Texas and Oklahoma are two of the more well-known brands in college football. Texas is known for having a lot of money, having some of the best facilities. They're one of the only schools in America that their bottom line is in the black when it comes to revenue. I think they made like $280 million in revenue last year, or the year before that, and that's in a COVID world, right? So I think the branding of this really puts the SEC even further ahead. Football wise, Texas, I was talking to Perry offline about this. Texas is kind of like Michigan right now. Not really relevant. They're just a name. So Big 10, Pac-12, Leonardo just pointed out the ACC. They're absolutely, I agree. Expansion's coming. And I don't know how I feel about that because every conference is so top heavy. Like, okay, expansion comes in, the Big 10 gets the Texas Tech Raiders and the Virginia Cavaliers. Like,
right.
I don't know how I feel about that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. But and with the addition of the name and likeness stuff that's going on right now, man, college sports is just it's like a whirlwind right now.
What do you think spurring this off? Like it was like because I read something about one of the teams in the Big 12. They was like they've been plotting this for a while. Like they should get in trouble for collusion. This didn't just pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think that's fair, but I mean, what is everything about? It's about the money. So the revenue sharing. So in a lot of these Power 5 conferences, matter of fact, I think in all Power 5 conferences, there's a revenue sharing plan. So whatever the conference makes, that money gets distributed amongst all of its member organizations. So that includes the TV deals. That's why it was such a big deal for the Big Ten to be the first conference to come out with its own TV network. So the Big Ten network, that's a money grab. The SEC network, that's a money grab. The ACC network, that's a money grab. So this is about dollars. Don't let it fool you. This ain't about football. This ain't about level of competition. This is about dollars. Texas and OU saw opportunity to make a move, and at the end of the day, they're gonna get paid for it.
Money, 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 money.
Money. Vanderbilt is excited.
Money. All right. You still got the same ticker down here, by the way.
Oh.
All right. Well, we got a couple years to see what this comes to fruition of, but we should actually hear if they're actually accepted sooner than that, right? Like this vote comes a lot sooner than that season.
Yeah, the vote's gonna happen a lot sooner. A vote of at least 3/4 of the members is required to extend an invitation for membership. And actually, it says a vote for at least 3/4 of the SEC's 14 members. So that would make that conference 16 strong. And you're looking at probably two divisions like the SEC is today, East and the West, which is kind of weird because Texas and Oklahoma are going to be both on that same side. So do you put them in two divisions to create the rivalry game that is known as the Red River Shootout? Does the Red River Shootout become a part of the SEC's traditional games? A lot of stuff, a lot of questions, a lot of things to unpack. But yes, we should know. I wouldn't expect to be surprised here. I'm sure there's enough golf rounds to go around to make sure that these presidents get together and say, yes, we are going to vote to add these two schools to our conference. OU in Texas. What do you guys think? Let's see what the comments say. So Leonardo said, I'm going to throw something out for you guys. I don't think that sports are going to be the same from now on with betting and games on cell phones. So yeah, I think that's interesting because the idea is there are different like types of bets you could do, right? Like once a game is started, you can still bet like the third quarter, the fourth quarter, something like that. But yeah, that is an element of betting that right now is going to be prevalent. A lot of the online betting, online gambling, and most of the times, they close certain bookings right after games start, but there's some stuff that's still open. So this is going to be an interesting impact. I think it's a great point. I don't know what that looks like, but it could be interesting if a receiver misses a pass because he could make more money by losing. Yeah, like it seems like we're headed back down that path of what was that movie where they were gambling on the game? A man was riding the horse, like Keenan Ivory Wayne's in that last Boy Scout? Is that a football movie?
I think so, yeah.
I might be aging myself here. But I believe there was some gambling going on in that movie as well. I mean, there probably is some going on today, but who knows? But right now they seem to have a handle on it. But things are definitely going to get interesting with everything that's going on. It's a lot of money moving around.
Yeah, I'm reading now. So it was saying that let me go back up here. So we did the 14. People got to take a vote. It says that in all likelihood, the Sooners and the Longhorns will be official members of the SEC as early as the 22-23 athletic season, if not soon thereafter. So that can definitely happen sooner.
Yeah, the only challenge to that is Texas and OU have. So there's a current TV deal in place.
Yep. They said the source close to the situation said the buyout money for Texas and Oklahoma to leave the Big 12 before 2025 could come from the roughly 160 million UT is still owned by ESPN for the final 10 years of the ESPN 20-year, $300 million contract with Texas.
Yeah,
for Texas,
I heard the buyout is $80 million.
This is crazy. It ain't like they ain't got it. That's one home game.
Texas has it. Does OU have it? So is there some type of side deal that says, "Hey, we gonna front this money. You gonna pay us back"?
You saying this university don't got 60 mil just off the humble? Like, all right, cool, take it.
I mean, they probably do. I don't know if they can justify just giving it away.
What have you been doing if not ripping off people? Jesus.
I can mess that up.
Man. The betting thing is like college sports. It ain't amateur no more. No more amateur, nothing. These guys are getting their money. So now programs got to share this money. So now they trying to go get more money. And they looking out for the program, and the players looking out for the players. And, you know, that's going to be in the back of people's mind. A guy drops a pass that was easily catchable. Somebody paying them to do that. That's part of their thinking now. Like, we be in a playoff game watching the NFL, and that kicker who's made 50 out of 50 from 20 and below, and then the game's on the line to go to the next round, and he shanks it to the left. We all say the same thing. The Russians have his sister.
Had your sister. You got it.
And he had to miss that kick, so his sister could live another day.
Yep.
So, yeah, now those things are going to creep in the back of our mind now watching these college sports. This is what we got to ask for just to get NCAA 2022 on EA Sports.
Right. With their names. Thank you, Perry, for confirming.
Next up, man, we doing our top 5 defenses and the top 5 offenses. I'm going to do my top 5 defenses first. I'm showing it to you right here.
You didn't tell me to make a graphic.
I didn't. You don't need to make a graphic. You can just say yours. My number 1 defense. Is this a troll move? I don't know. My number 1 defense going into next year. Go ahead and ring that bell for me, sir. The Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. The way you introduced it is a troll move. You don't believe it.
I'm all in on Cleveland, man. The more pressure I put on this team, the better. I'm going Cleveland at number 1. The Cleveland Browns being the number 1 defense going into this league. One of the best end rushers in the league has been given another end rusher. Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney, they're going to do this to the quarterback. They're just going to meet at the quarterback every single time. They still got Ward, upgraded the linebackers, great draft. I mean, this team all around has great potential to win the Super Bowl. I'm saying it outside. I'm saying it outside my head. The Cleveland Browns have the best defense going into this league. If I was doing a fantasy draft right now, I would pick the Cleveland Browns defense. I mean, man.
You lie.
What?
You lie.
Why would you say that?
Straight troll.
Why would you say that?
This has all troll on it. Pick them then. Pick the Browns defense.
We ain't got to that episode yet. At number 2,
Perry said, "Hey, Kobe said, give me some of what Dre is drinking." And Perry said, "He's definitely trolling you. Not even close, Dre."
At number 2, I got the Washington football team, man. You got my man Sweat, and you got my man Chase Young. Once again, meeting at the quarterback, second best defense last year. These guys didn't skip a beat. They also drafted well. I don't know if the offense is going to help them out this year, but if you can definitely make the playoffs off your defense, that means you definitely have an elite defense. So I'm going with the Washington football team at number 2. Will their numbers hold up like they held up last year in the second half of the season? I don't know. But talent-wise, scheme-wise, this is definitely Ron Rivera's thumbprint. The Washington football team, definitely, I'm going with number 2 instead of number 1. I'm going to Washington football team number 2. I'm great to have Lawrence back in here. He came right at the right time because I'm going with the Denver Broncos at number 3. Yes, you're welcome, Perry. You're welcome. I'm going with the Denver Broncos at number 3. Some people might think this is a stretch, but I don't think it's a stretch. I think these guys are great at all 3 levels. You got Von Miller, you got Chubb, you added Surtain to already a great duo at corner. If Patrick Surtain Jr. is your nickel corner, I mean, you got great things going on right there. So I'll look for Von Miller to have a bounce back season because I think he wants to get paid and possibly move on from the Broncos next season. But I think he wants to get paid. Chubb might get paid even more. So I'm going with the Broncos at number 3. They play in a really, really tough division, but they still put up great numbers. So I'm going with the Broncos at number 3. At number 4, I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, we all know the names. We all Sue, JPP, Devin White, Bunting Jr., Winfield Jr. We know them. Super Bowl champs. They got all the names. They got the great scheme. These guys play hard. They play fast. Definitely came in towards the second half of the season as well and jail. These guys got championship pedigree now. They know how to win football games. Going with Tampa Bay at number 4. And at number 5, I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Some of these teams on here, not great offensively. You can definitely see they focus on defense more than anything with Washington, Denver, and now Pittsburgh. But, I mean, you got the Defensive Player of the Year, T.J. Watt. One of my favorite safeties to watch film on is Mika Fitzpatrick. And then you get a full year Devin Bush. So I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 5.
Okay. I feel like you had a feeling Perry was gonna be on this show, so you trolled him too.
That's not a troll. I like Denver.
Oh, there you go. Thank you for admitting it. Your first pick was a troll. But listen. So let's get with what the people say. Pop said, "Dre, stop. Dre, will we play this episode? Thank you. It is on. It is on. We got to record it, man.
As long as you know where it comes from, it doesn't matter."
You know, it says Washington, New Orleans, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland.
New Orleans.
Yeah, that's surprising.
I don't know. Cam is still one of the elite edge rushers. Lattimore is kind of got exposed last year. Where's the linebackers?
Yeah.
Where's the corners? Yep. That's where their secondary is really skeptical. And it's just really off the strength of Cam. Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Again, Baltimore. Great corner duo. I do like Humphreys and the guy who talks a lot, but he plays the ball a lot. There's tape on him, but he makes hella plays. But again, where's the Judon left? So the linebackers are really thin there, and I don't know if this team can hang. But I think Cleveland definitely is a top 5 defense this year.
Okay.
And you see my honorable mentions down below. Got the 49ers, a fully healthy 49ers team with Bosa coming back. Warner just got paid, top linebacker. If you watch film on Warner, he's definitely a ball hawk, and he's definitely a hard hitter. Probably the second coming of Bobby Wags there. So the 49ers being absolutely healthy. I didn't put them on the list because they're secondary skeptical. Sherman was already skeptical, but not losing him. Who's your corners? Who's your safeties? So their front 7 is pretty solid, but that back end, I'm not sure about the 49ers. I can say the same thing about the Rams. The Rams lost both their safeties, went to Cleveland actually. So the Rams, they already got a 99 overall.
They got a safety in the corner.
Yep, already got a 99 overall on the line there, and Aaron Donald, the best defensive player in the league. But I don't know if that's enough for them. So, and then the Patriots, once again, fully healthy. Everybody's there. You got Hightower back. You got one of the best corners in the league, fully bought into the Patriots. So it'll be fun to see where they are. They were good defensively last year without most of their guys, and now they're getting all their guys back. So, so these are teams to look out for.
I like Cleveland's defense, top 5. I actually wouldn't have them number 1, even though I'm a fan. But I think this is a good
Cleveland.
One.
This is for you.
I'm saving that one because I got my own list coming up. No, I think this is a good list though. Like as far as even having the right honorable mention there, I think you could probably look at Washington being up there and the Bucks being up there a little higher. I think I would slide Cleveland in at number 3, and I'd probably go Washington, Tampa Bay, or Tampa Bay, Washington. I think either or, and then go Cleveland.
I can't hear you. Did you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You kind of tapered off there at the end.
Oh shoot! No, I was saying I think that I would go Washington, Tampa Bay, then Cleveland, Denver, Pittsburgh.
Okay. So still the 5, just in a different order.
Yep.
All
right. James said that's real talk, Dre. Dog pound, Dre. He's trolling. I mean, James, he's trolling.
He's Y'all trolling. Do that? Y'all do the Arsenio? No, that's not. Okay, I try.
Perry said, "Hey, brother, the Broncos were the highlight of the team, but as a Bronco, I wouldn't put them ahead of Tampa at all. I think it's trying to say the Broncos defense. When you add Bosa back, I take the 49ers D over the Browns."
Ooh.
All right, I don't have a graphic.
You take the 49ers defense even though you don't know who their starting corner is?
Yeah, I think so with the 49ers defense, you put Bosa back in, you get your linebackers back, you do have a secondary question, and who's going to rush the passer from the other side? That's my other question. They had Gordon, he's gone. So what happens when you get slide and protection towards Bosa? I know the guy's good, but I think that Myles Garrett's a perfect example of that. You go out and you get another edge guy that can complement you on the other side, that if you keep paying too much attention to one guy, that other guy can beat you. So I think I think that's why I'd agree with you. The 49ers are in the honorable mention category. All right. You got me?
Yep.
All right. Top 5 offenses. Top 5 offense. Way, way, way too early top 5s. All right. Again, we're doing this over the next couple of weeks. We're going to preview a couple of divisions a week, take a look at the teams, pick our winners of those divisions, maybe even name some records before we take our fall break, because our football season is starting with our team. So we're going to be doing this here over the next couple of weeks. So this is the way too early top 5 offenses. Here we go. At number 5.
If you can, while either before or after you do it, can you type it in the ticker?
Yes.
Okay.
At number 5. Say it with me. Say it with me. Cleveland. This is for you.
Top 5 offense, number 1 defense, Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
Stop it. You just can't wait, can you?
You threw slugs, and I didn't even ask. I didn't even say nothing about the Lions. You threw slugs. And I can't say nothing. I can't do nothing. I just got to take the Cleveland love. Nah, I'm a make it go back on you. I'm going to love them, too.
Perry, who loves to make fun of the fact that we sometimes have to work in the evenings and can't get on our normal Monday, says, fall break. It's cool. Skip and Shannon will be back. James said, roof. Don't check. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Hey, top 5, baby. Number 5 offense. Way, way too early. Loaded.
Okay.
Loaded. Like flat out. Okay. I know OBJ, everybody say, well, he hasn't been OBJ in years. He's, 3-4 years removed from being a superstar wide receiver. But still, man, this is still a guy that can take the top off the field. It's somebody we missed. I would have loved to have seen that Kansas City game with the OBJ present, considering we were 1 4th down away from making it to the conference championship against Buffalo. So I think this is just a case of what we all know is to be true. Need Baker to elevate his game. So this is a year that Baker has to take another step forward. Great QBR in the second half of the year last year. Low interceptions. Second year in the offense. So that allows for some continuity. And I think the other thing they have going for them is the offense is designed to allow for everybody to be great. So it kind of plays off of strengths. You got 2 dog running backs one that either could be starting by themselves on the team. You got a tight end that catches everything, and hopefully Njoku can show up and catch another one. And then you have receivers galore in OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Hollywood, and then don't forget a guy like Donovan Peoples-Jones, who had a great rookie season last year because of the injuries. So you got a situation where there's complementary offense. You run the football. They're like a 60-40 heavy run team. But the way they set up their runs, the way they set up their passes out of the runs, there's an opportunity for big plays all over the field. And so we got Hooper at tight end. You got an offensive line that was one of the best in the league with some of the top 5 players at each position. It's just a lot to say about this team. You can hear the excitement in my voice.
And then Stefanski with his second year implementing, it can only get better.
With a full offseason as well. Yeah, great point. So that's my team, man. Let's go! Super Bowl contenders, baby. All right. At number 4, I have the Buffalo Bills coming in at number 4. This squad feels like, to me, run it back. Like, run it back. Like, man, they stood up last year, bro. Like, the way he performed, my only question for them is, who is running the football?
There you go.
That's my only question for this team. Who's running the football? We know what they could do at receiver. We know what they could do, what they could do at quarterback. My question is, who's going to run the ball? If they can balance that passing game out with a running game, then this team's dangerous. They were sitting in our Power 5 for a majority of last season as we went, show by show. And this team, like I said, just feels like a running back team to me.
Their running backs right now, Matt Breida, Tywan Jones, Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, Christian Wade, Antonio Williams.
Man,
yeah. I don't hear a number one guy in there.
Yeah, they need somebody to step up and be that guy in Buffalo. My number 3, Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens.
Third best offense in the league?
Yeah. So here's my thing with this. And this is way too early, and I'm going
Somebody's off that list if they third.
Yeah, this is where I'm going with this. The dude is dang near unstoppable when he breaks out of the pocket. So his running game is stupid good. J.K. Dobbins added to that, I thought was really good. They went out and got a receiver in Santonio. Am I allowed to call him the right name? No. I was going to call him Santonio Holmes. And that is not what I meant to do.
Circa 2006.
Right. I'm talking about my man from Kansas City.
I don't know who they got. Who did they get?
Come on. You know what? I can't wait to read these comments because
if you don't know who he is, I don't trust it.
No, man, somebody's gonna put it in the chat. He played for
Sammy Watkins.
Thank you. They went out and got Sammy Watkins. That's exactly who I was talking about. They went out and got Sammy Watkins. I like that pickup for them. They don't have to throw so I think that people want to see Lamar throw the ball downfield constantly. That's not what they have to do. They are another team to me that has to be balanced. But the fact that they can smash mouth you, a la Tennessee, who actually is an honorable mention for me. I feel like Baltimore is just a super dangerous team. So I got them at 3. That might be a little high for them because there are some other teams I deserve.
Did you just say? Never mind. I'm going to let you finish.
Did I say Tennessee's honorable mention?
What?
Yep. And well, let me speak on that. You know why? Because I don't know. Am I ready to just think that this offense is about to explode because they got Julio?
Even if you don't think they're going to explode because they got Julio, they got 2 years of a good offense without Julio.
They barely made the playoffs last year.
You're hating. Okay, keep going.
I don't know if I'm hating, but they were what Julio definitely adds to that team is they're not easy to stop in you. Like you can't load the box anymore, right? Unless you think you have a corner that can be on an island with Julio, you can't load the box.
You can't load the box. So that puts the league leader in Russia the last 2 years in a row without a loaded box for the first time since he's been relevant.
But I think that teams will still do that. I think they're still going to force Tennessee to beat them in the air, and I don't know
Ooh,
that's possible.
that's tough, bro. You definitely.
I'm being hard on the quarterback.
That's tough.
All right, number two, and number one to me are simple. These are easy. You can flip flop them back and forth. But I'm gonna go Bucks at number two, and then Kansas City at number one. I feel like Kansas City goes back to being number one again because they went out and fixed the offensive line, and got that taken care of. So now that was the Achilles heel in the Super Bowl. Like every offensive lineman they had got hurt, so they could not block Tampa Bay's defense. So when you see that, then I feel like that's the number one team. I got Tampa Bay at two because it's run it back for them as well. But it's hard to do that again. Everybody's a year older in this offense.
Yeah.
So I want to see if that was just, hey, we got hot. And because that team struggled like throughout the year and then finally got it together towards the end. Do they pick up where they left off, or do they start to slide a little bit? Being as that everybody's a year older and that the body wears and it goes through different things in full seasons. So full off season. Everybody coming into this year prepared. I'll put my top five in the chat. I didn't have a graphic because he made one and didn't tell me. Everybody's commenting.
Put it in the ticker. You could have put it in the ticker.
Everybody's commenting about my stuff right now. So Perry said anybody with a schematic brain should know the importance of OBJ being out there. Pop said the Bucks.
He put because his top five. He said his top five was I don't know what the inverse order is. But he had Cleveland, Kansas City, Tennessee, Bills, Bucks.
Yeah. All right. Leonardo's got KC, Buccaneers, Titans, Falcons, Minnesota.
Ooh, hey, talk about going on a limb.
That Falcons was interesting. I mean, they just gave up
Julio.
Yeah.
They got a freaky nature at tight end, but he's still a rookie. And is Calvin Ridley a number one?
And do you believe in Kirk Cousins in Minnesota?
No, I can't. I think he's an imposter. I think most of the people in the league knows he's an imposter. Like if you listen to DBs and defensive people talk, they know he's an imposter.
Yeah. He was lucky enough to get his money.
For sure, fully guaranteed. I ain't say he was stupid.
Right. Let's see here. James said Josh Allen, the running back.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Perry said, Dre, thank you for the graphics. I can't see Brother Joel's. Tennessee honorable mention.
That's the kicker, bro. I think you lost everybody on that one.
He said they were in the top five last year. My honorable mentions are Tennessee, Dallas, and just Tennessee and Dallas. I think Dallas is loaded again. Dak coming back, and Tennessee is also there. Honorable mention.
Yeah, I can see Dallas fully healthy. If they lean on Zeke, I can see that happening. No Rams. You don't trust Stafford?
So I can't give them an honorable mention, and I don't know them yet. Like, I don't know. It feels like I'm happy for him because I want to see running game with Stafford, quarterback, coach who likes to run the ball a little bit. Like, they make a lot of stuff happen off the run, a lot of jet sweeps, stuff like that. And he'll have a plethora of weapons to throw to, not just one guy, having a Calvin Johnson or something like that. So I'm interested to see what it looks like, but I can't honorably mention somebody that I don't know about.
Yeah, and also down a running back too. Start running back towards ACL.
Oh, that's right.
So they gotta figure out who running that thing this year.
I'm just praying. That's what I'm praying is that we get through camp healthy.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing that I have issues with Tampa Bay because usually when guys run it back like that with a team that veteran, somebody gonna get hurt. Somebody big gonna get hurt, and it's can they pivot around that? I think this is. I don't know if they're running it back. I'm definitely gonna predict them to win as if healthy. But I think injuries play a huge role in trying to go back to back. You see it every year, and especially in the NFL. And I don't know if those guys can do that. Those guys can stay healthy and consistent again.
I typed the wrong number in there.
Yeah, Cam Akers out for the season definitely hurts him. He definitely solidified himself as a starting running back last year. Definitely fit that system, that quick hike, stretch, kind of zone run kind of system.
Yeah.
And him, he definitely etched out whoever his backup was. So, and I haven't heard of them picking up anybody else. So, yeah, LA's going to struggle in the run game.
I've never seen Stafford in that kind of that play action field. Like I've never seen him in that rollout, that movement. Jared Goff had to move a little bit in that offense, so
yeah,
never seen Stafford that way. But I feel like he's one guy that kind of deserves that shot. Like he's always been. I thought he'd always been hampered by a lack of, I guess, imagination with offensive coordinators here in Detroit. Like not having somebody who would at least trust the run game a little bit. So I always felt like he was hampered by not drafting well and getting a good running back for the guy. And then there just wasn't a lot of imagination in the offense. It was always just kind of read option, give it to the guy, first down, throw it, second and third down, and hope for the first down. So we'll see if that.
It's more the same now. He ain't got no running back.
Right.
And LA run the same 12 plays over and over again, different variations.
At least he'll get a chance to throw it back down the field again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cowboys' offensive line is old. Will be injured again this year. That could be. Really for the Cowboys. I feel like they just got to get a defense up. Like last year, they were a screen door.
Yep.
It didn't matter.
Yep.
Oh, it didn't matter if their offensive line was any good. Their defense was horrible last year.
All right, put it in the chat. Whose list was more egregious? Me putting Cleveland at number 1, or Joel not putting Tennessee in his list at all?
Oh, God.
All right, next up. NBA. Did you say no one cares?
I said, who cares?
You told me to put this in here.
No, I said it's honorable mention. Honorable mention.
All right, well, there's a draft.
That's it, pretty much.
There's a draft.
We have to talk about it because we're a sports show.
If you care to watch it, good for you. Next up.
We're not going to talk about it.
All right, so the last topic, I think that's the last topic. What are you most excited for in these 2021 Olympics? What have you been watching? What headlines pique your interest the most? And what events have you or look forward to the most? I'll start because I've been teaching my kids about the Olympics. So, like, if any sport that pops up, I'm talking about it with them. They're fascinated by it. Like, it's not just basketball and football. Like, you can win a gold medal and represent your country in a myriad of sports.
Right.
Like, we woke up the other day and fencing was on. And we watched the girl win fencing, the first USA man or woman to win gold medal in fencing. Yeah. Like, we sat there and watched it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and how excited she was. Like, this woman worked the last 4 years of her life hard for this moment, and she deserves to get some kind of recognition to be watched because she's on the biggest stage of her life, win a gold medal. We watch beach volleyball, 2-on-2 beach volleyball. Like, these women out here working hard. Yeah, these women out here working hard, and they, and then we watch archery. It was American women versus I think it was Russian women, and we watch archery, like all these sports, and it's really good to see and teach my kids about all these different sports and how they watch these people achieve their goals. And then we watch swimming. We watched the swimming race. Ledecky, she lost. It was like this girl was on her heels the whole match. She just came out of nowhere and just finished her off. Like, you hear about these people every 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool to see them compete against other countries around the world. And now my kids are old enough to understand what's happening. So just, getting immersed in that. So it's not just basketball. It's not just them learning that football is not an Olympic sport and it's only an American thing. That's another conversation. So it just opens up their minds to just different places around the world and just competition all over.
Yeah, we were. Sounds like we were watching the same events the other night. But in the same way, man. The Olympics, I enjoy especially the Summer Olympics. I usually watch both winter and summer, just for the sake of the competition and kind of like you said, the pageantry of it and the idea that, in a sense, there's an amateurism to it. These guys are competing for this once in a lifetime chance to go after your sport and be the best that you can in the world and represent your country. And so that's what I've been most excited. And it's very similar interactions in my house. Like my kids are like, "Oh, let's watch this," and no other time are we going to sit around and watch swimming or
right.
soccer. Like I was up this morning, about 4, and like waking up, like and deciding I'm contemplating on going to the gym, and the women's soccer team was on. So I was watching that, and then at 6 a.m. gymnastics was on. So I was just like peeking in on that. So yeah, that's what I like about it is watching the different stuff. Like I watched the 3-on-3 tournament yesterday. Watched the triathlon results. They showed like a clip of that. I saw the same thing you did with the Batman. I even watched the women's USA team win 50 straight. They got a dub last night. So it's like just watching things I wouldn't normally watch on a regular basis is definitely the part that is pretty cool. And then you get to watch it with the fam. I think the biggest story so far is Simone Biles, like going out this morning and Team USA losing to Russia and getting a silver medal in the team all around. And they haven't lost a tournament in over 11 years. Like that was actually the first time that they've trailed in a tournament in over 11 years. Wow. And it sounds like this was a huge, I think Kobe pointed out at the beginning of the show, it sounds like it was just a huge mental health thing. Like it sounds like she was just mentally spent. And, it's amazing because you watched her for the last like year or so as the Olympics were approaching. You just kept hearing her name and seeing her on social media about all the stuff she was doing that they don't even know how to score because it's never been done before. And and then, she gets there today and she's in her press conference today and they're just like, what were you feeling? And she was just like, I just didn't want to go out there anymore. Like, that's not even, were you hurt? Nah.
Nope.
I'm straight. I just didn't want to go out. Like, that's courage, man. So I hope their team is backing her on that because I hope that people don't try to say, she pulled a Scottie Pippen and didn't want to go back in the game. I really hope that that's not the case. But that's, to me, has been like kind of the biggest story. It would have been USA basketball losing again, but I don't know. That I said let's keep hope alive, but I'm not. I'm really worried now. But I look forward to 2 events. I look forward mostly to are swimming and track and field. Those are 2 I usually look forward to. Swimming, like you said, like when do we ever watch swimming? But for some reason, it's really exciting when it's the Olympics and it's USA. And there's been a lot of upsets, and there's been a lot of like Japan only won like 12 medals at the last Olympic Games. They've already won 18 in this Olympics. So it's been crazy, but USA is going to end up winning it anyway because they've already got 25
medals. It was cool watching the torch lighting too, like all the backstories between all the people that were holding the torches.
Yeah.
And Naomi Osaka getting the final lighting of the torch. That was really cool to watch with the kids. USA basketball, man, I think we talked about it already. Like they're a struggle bus. I don't see them getting a goal. I watched Luka dominate one-man show, put Slovenia on his back, 48 in 30 minutes. Could you imagine? Like, just watching him was like the NBA is easy to him. Could you imagine this ball? Like, and this ball is smaller. Everything he's throwing up is just going right in. It's like this got to be like cookies in a candy store, whatever the analogy is. This has to be so easy for him. This has to be so easy for him. You know what I'm saying? Like Slovenia's winning
candy from a baby.
Yeah, Slovenia's winning the gold medal. They're killing. But yeah, I don't see Team USA basketball doing much. But I am looking forward to track and field. Track and field, like you said, that's like that's the icing on top. That's what families get around the TV to watch, track and field.
Yeah.
So just doing like watching the trials, I've learned so many different names, so many different people I'm looking out for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the girl that does the hurdles, I want her to kill. My man down here, fastest man, I want him to kill. Yep. I was like, I just want everybody to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Girl from Harvard.
Yep.
Running at 200. Yeah.
Yep. So that's the icing on the cake. I think they usually say that for last because people know that in gymnastics and like you said, swimming. Those are the ones that really get the crowd into it.
Leonardo said, "I see USA getting a bronze medal at best in basketball." Leonardo, I'm gonna roll with you because you were so right about the NBA playoffs. Sure, Leonardo. Yep, they'll get a bronze medal at best. And the fact that you said at best, I think leaves you the door open for them not medaling at all. That's where I would like to go with it. I don't think they're going to even make it to the podium, man.
They too cool for school. And I don't see Durant going Doncic mode. Like if he wanted to go nuclear and just take over and win these games, he could. But I don't see Pop allowing him to do that anyway.
Right.
Like you got to play team ball, get the rotation together. They're not deep. Booker and Middleton and Holiday didn't help at all, and
they still trying to recover from all that drinking.
And yeah, this is horrible. But I'm definitely looking forward to track and field.
All right, I'm turning on the Olympics right now just to see what was on. I know U.S. beat Nigeria last night, so I hope maybe this is just a replay. That's the other thing I think is cool. Like you can actually, there's like channels that are designated to Olympics. You can like literally watch the Olympics all night.
Yeah, that was another thing teaching my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like the time zone difference. It's like, why is it dark there and it's light here? I was like, that's kind of how it works, man. All this stuff is going to be happening while we sleep, and we just going to wake up to this news.
You're such a great educating father. This is why we come on Tuesday sometimes, man. This man he got stuff to do.
Don't put it all on me, but it really is be all on me. So.
Yeah, they're showing some replay stuff tonight. They're showing gymnastics right now on NBC. Usually NBC is the primetime coverage, but they're showing gymnastics. Maybe this is the second piece. I don't know, but they're replaying the Simone Biles. What took her off of the mat today, early this morning, while we were doing whatever you're doing at around 6:30, 7 o'clock. He landed kind of funny. It was actually in warm-ups. She wasn't even performing yet. And then, women's team standings after. Yeah, so they're replaying some stuff right now. Hopefully they'll play some live swimming or something later on. Kobe said, Magic said, if LeBron didn't dip out, USA basketball would have the leader they needed.
Take those quotations off, because that's not what he said.
Oh, wait. I'm belling this guy. Is he making quotes up?
He's making up quotes.
Sir, are you that much of a hater on LeBron that you're doing that, Kobe?
Making up quotes. I am on his Twitter right now.
That's egregious.
Irving Magic Johnson. What he wrote on Twitter.
Can you share his
Yeah. Because come on, man. Dip out.
Let's leave. Let's leave his quote up. I'm gonna leave his quote up, and then let's put. There we go.
Irving Magic Johnson on Twitter. What the U.S. men's basketball team is missing is a guy who's won 4 NBA championships, making him a proven winner, the best leader in the game of basketball, and someone who makes his teammates better, aka LeBron James. That's what Irving Magic Johnson said. He did not say if LeBron didn't dip out, U.S. basketball would have the leader they needed. That is paraphrasing at its worst.
Pure hyperbole. This brother just went nuts. No, that is not what you said.
That's not what he said at all. He's just pointing out what they lack. Now, if the U.S. Basketball Commissioner did not start off this selection by saying LeBron's Olympic window has passed, we could blame LeBron James. But the Olympic Committee did not even attempt to put LeBron James on this team because they said his window has passed. They did this. Sure, they chose Kevin Durant. That's your king now. You understand me? They chose him. So you live with it. Now, if they end up winning the gold, great. But nobody forecast that.
Where's Kobe's king? Steph Curry.
Yeah, Steph didn't even try to go, I don't think. I think after they lost the playing game, they asked him. He said, I don't know. So. But yes, sir. Please, if you're going to use the quotation, please use them accurately. You quoted them, man.
Bro, wait. If I scroll back up, I think that's right. Misquoted him twice in this.
You quoted that, man.
Quote? I got it. Wait. Yeah, where is it at? I'm gonna find. There it is.
Jeez. He did not get called out. He's just saying what they missed, what they are currently missing.
Oh man, that is classic.
I believe he's correct. I believe LeBron could definitely help facilitate. In his age, at his moment in time in his career, he can definitely be a point forward facilitating this group. He don't got to score 40 with this group.
Absolutely.
But and you got to say something about presence too. It's LeBron James. A lot of the countries lining up against LeBron James, like that puts you in the air by itself as well. But hey, listen, you wanted Kevin Durant, so Steph is not old. You just making up stuff. We're not letting the trolls take over the show. All right, so we appreciate everybody popping in, man. academysportshow@gmail.com is the best way to get in contact with us if you got any kind of sponsorship needs, or if you want to be a part of the show ahead of time, schedule that with us. Let us know if you got any material for the show, any memes, any things like that. Just go ahead and hit us up, man, academysportshow@gmail.com. If you know us personally, you can hit us up at jwill02 on Instagram or mine at Dre_on-air. We got a couple more weeks left, guys, of the Academy Sports Show before we take our football hiatus. As you know, we both are youth football coaches, and we got practice 5 days a week coming up the second week of August. And in that last week of August, we get Mondays off, so we'll be right back on our Monday schedule during then. But let's try to get these last couple shows cranked out. Give us everything you got, every scenario. And we're going to give you the best we got. We got some NFL lists coming up. We know we're the list guys. So let us know what kind of list you want us to break down. And we can get you ready for the NFL season, preseason, all that stuff is coming up. So let us know. You can hit us both up individually or at the show's email. Anything else, my brother?
Also, big announcement. New banner alert. Academy Sports Show Fantasy Football League. Kobe, we did get your message. We actually replied to you back on one of the shows you weren't on. But we do not like Yahoo, sir. Yahoo, absolute no. And Dre is not relinquishing his commissioner powers.
My show, my commission.
But we do invite you to the Academy Sports Show Fantasy Football League. We do this every year, traditionally every year. Last year we did it for fun. We didn't put any money in on it, but now that COVID has settled a little bit, I'm not going to say it's over. We are getting back to it. We know everybody got a little change because we didn't have to spend no money over the last year and a half. So we're back in the money league this year, man. We will be making an announcement coming up here in the next couple of weeks before we go on our hiatus. But we will be preparing for the Academy Sports Show Fantasy Football League. So if you want in on that league, we use ESPN. We do PPR. We've done snake draft. We've done auction draft. We've actually done them both. We will let the commission decide how we're going to roll this year. But we are, you can hit us up at jwill02 or at Dre on air. Or if you know us personally, like you said, you can hit us up the way you know how to hit us up. Text us, email us directly, or hit up the show at Academy Sports Show at gmail.com, and we will get things popping and get things ready to get into the ESPN Academy Sports Show Fantasy Football League. And it's first come, first serve. So if you want in, man, you gotta let us know quickly. And when we make that announcement, let us know quickly because we pretty much we get our 10 to 12, but we try to keep it at 10 just so there'd be some players left on the waiver wire. We could try to be some GM sometimes, and we just get it popping. So we're excited, man. Excited. Got a lot of fun stuff coming up, man. NFL season, that's our season. We love it. College football season, that's our season this time of year. So when we come back, man, from our 1 month hiatus or 3 week hiatus of getting our kids ready to play their first game in late August, we will come back with fire, man, ready to go. So get yourselves prepared if you want to participate, man. When we make the announcement, let us know, and we go get it set up.
Yep. And if the story's big enough, you might just see our faces. And usually we really don't usually draft till after the third preseason week. That way, you know, all the injuries and stuff get out the way. I don't want nobody drafting somebody that gets injured. So usually after the third preseason week, that's usually when rosters get settled. And that last preseason game, none of the starters really play, so there's no risk of injury there. So it's around that time frame, week 3 of preseason, that we'll try to get that draft started. So, but more communications will be made. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate everybody in the chat today. We appreciate everybody that's always in the chat. If we didn't get a chance to see you today, that's because it's Tuesday at 7:30 and not necessarily Monday at 7. We'll try to get back on that schedule next week. I do not have to work. I do not foresee anything going wrong, but things happen. Yeah, so make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, Academy Sports Show, and trigger that bell. That way you get a notification every time we go live. So no matter what day, what time it is, you know when we're live. All right? Make sure you follow us on our modes of social media, man, and make sure you follow us individually on social media as well. If not anything else, my brother, what you got?
Hey, man, see y'all next week. Whatever day, whatever time, press the bell so you'll know what's up when we're coming on live. But see you guys next week. Enjoy the Olympics. Enjoy sports in general, man. And most of all, enjoy life, man. Until next time.
See y'all.